we create the next generation of problem solvers? How do we skill students to communicate in the 21st century? How do we build a nation of entrepreneurs? At the Assessment and Teaching of 21st Century Skills program, our mission is to identify and teach the skills students need to succeed now and in the future.
The kids of today are coming in really technology savvy.
I've had a phone since I was like 9.
I like to window shop on eBay. I text my friends on my phone.
The Assessment and Teaching of 21st Century Skills project brought together academics from Australia, Singapore, Finland, the Netherlands, USA and Costa Rica to scope out what the framework of 21st century skills was and what skills we can teach and measure in primary and secondary education globally.
No guesswork, no assumptions. We're gathering empirical evidence and we're using technology to do it.
At the moment, what the project is working on is collaborative problem solving and ICT literacy for learning. We set up problems that required different students to bring different resources, different skills.
They weren't given exactly the same problems and information, so they really had to rely on each other to help solve the problems.
There's activities that you and your partner do and you see different things on the screen.
One might have a tool, another a skill. They have to communicate to work out what each one has and then how to use their different resources to solve the problem. Then they learn how to use the chat box to collaborate.
You got to type in the chat and tell your partner what you see so they can understand how you do the task.
We explain things if we don't get it, or we ask each other questions.
You had some students that were able to progress through the task quite easily, and then there were some students that found it really frustrating.
The whole point of collaborative problem solving is that the problem itself is complex.
I couldn't help them because that would defeat the purpose of the exercise. It's to actually get them to think for themselves.
And that's a very good thing, because what that means is that they're given a stimulus to communicate.
At first it was hard to not get frustrated on the chat, but it's getting easier as we do more of it.
It was great to see their reaction once they solved the site. It was like, woohoo! And they were able to move on to the next task.
When we first started looking at the collaborative problem solving and the ITC digital literacy, what we did was scope out what a developmental progression might look like. The teacher then can identify what are the strategies, what are the resources that I can use to help them to develop and enhance the skills that they have.
The beauty of this program is they actually have to rely on each other and really communicate and collaborate with each other to solve tasks.
Our students need to be able to collaborate. They need to be able to solve problems. They need to be able to work with each other across the globe. They need to be able to communicate. And that's where this project is taking us. It's taking us into the classrooms with a new generation of skills.